Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
It's our monthly Madison update, sponsored by the Mad Bean Coffee Shop and Grocery Store, Dan River Insurance Services, and Madison Pharmacy and Home Care. More about these businesses in a little bit. But right now on the line, David Myers, serving his third term as mayor of Madison. Hey, Mayor, how are you, sir?
Doing well. It's a beautiful morning. Already been out walking, and temperature is great. I'm sitting out on the side deck here, having a cup of coffee, just looking at all the things I'm getting ready to do today before we hit all the rain by the end of the day.
Life is good.
That forecast has got rain like 50% all the way through next Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it won't be quite that much. I see a 30 or 40 in there somewhere, but it's kind of like fall is in the air, isn't it, today?
I love it. Fall is my favorite time. It was my dad's favorite time too. And he just, I just love fall. The whole Oktoberfest feel. I just love it. What I don't like is leaves falling down, but you know what? That comes with it. So
that's exactly right. Well, Autumn Leaves is one of my favorite songs of all time. So it's that time of year for sure. Yeah, the Autumn Leaves. All righty. Well, I know we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in, Mayor. What's on the agenda here?
Well, on that last note about the leaves, there's just some administrative stuff coming up here pretty soon. We'll be getting the word out about when our leaf truck will be coming around. That will not happen until probably into October time frame. So until then, I need everybody to continue putting their leaves and debris into bags so that our guys can pick that up and get that away. So that's just a little admin note right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Want to pass that along. On Wednesday of this week at 5:30, I think Star News is I and Mayor Doniker and other mayors, and I think Commissioner Richards are going to be going over COVID-19 2.5 that the governor's put out, what has changed about it, and just to clarify a few points. But we want to make sure we get that word out. On Thursday evening is our board meeting. That evening, which starts at 6 p.m. and then we will go through those items on the agenda, and that's pretty much it after that right there. So I want to go ahead and get those administrative things out of the way.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll look for you and others on Star News this Wednesday at 5:30. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The big news right now has been waiting on it for now a couple of years. You and I have been talking about it, and we are at the point right now where we've got our land requirements. All the permits have been done. The rock has been ordered and contracted with. We're talking 1 and 2 ton boulders, by the way, which that came in, I understand, under like around 50% of what we projected. So that's good news there.
Yeah.
There's been some funding. I don't want to put out there right now how much, but has been earmarked for us in the next budget should the governor pass that. So we're waiting with bated breath. But that doesn't stop us from what we're doing right now with the funds we have right now. We got a great team, with Jenny Edwards and Chris Bass, both managers of this project. And then Kevin's sitting in there, and I'm kind of watching from the sidelines at time. Sarah Ward, she's with U.S. Fish and Wildlife, doing a great job. TR, he with the state's Fish and Wildlife. The log perch, what people will see this week, we were going to shut the access down today, but we needed a week to go and get the log perch. And so you will see people down in the river, down around where Beaver Island is located. And what they'll do is they'll go in and they're going to harvest those log perch, and they're going to move them up north above the dam and release them there so they can go ahead and spawn. So that's what's happening this week. On the 14th, the access point to Lindsey Bridge will be closed until we get done, which is expected to be by the timeline sometime around March, April timeframe. Takes about 30 days to do a weir given good weather and conditions and such. But with the holidays and Murphy's Law, it'll probably go into the April time frame is my guess, or maybe early May. But the point there is, at the end of this, yeah, you got suffer a little pain for a while, but the outcome, the end state, is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So that's anyway. And we added another weir onto this. So we're in phase 3 of the construction phase right now. The stage A of that phase was the intakes upgrades. Those have been done. That will allow us to, continue to pull more water at a better rate without it being clogged up like it was before. I mean, the gates were, even though it said gates on there, it was just gates in the term that of the spelling of it. It really wasn't that much of a gate. So those are going up north of the dam. The first weir will be the dam. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to shore all that up, even though it's been banded. That, from a God's eye point of view, it looks like a bone, if you will, and then with a thin area in the middle. And then from a horizontal view, they will shave off, the engineers and the crew and everybody will shave off a portion of that about 11 feet wide and 2 feet down. So there's going to be a 2-foot drop. Now, the reason I'm saying that is everywhere out that's going to have this drop. So just like in Vanelli's theory, you're going to see water going through there. Just like when you squeeze that hose, you get that increased speed. Well, that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So when someone comes through in a kayak or a canoe or a raft or a float, they're going to shoot right through there. That's why when this is done, there's going to be a sign down there. I know I've seen people throwing their line and fishing out there. It's not going to be allowed. For safety reasons, I can't have somebody out there fishing, and here comes this high-speed kayak through their canoe and takes them out. Or a child goes swimming out there and pops his or her head up and gets hit in the head. Can't do that.
No.
So there'll be places above the dam or the first weir and below for those things, but not in between those 7 weirs. So the good news is we're starting as of September the 14th. U.S. Fish and Wildlife contacted us. That was the long pole in the tent. We didn't know when we could get that crew to come in because of COVID. All their other projects got canceled. Miss Ward called me up and said, "Mayor, can you think can we get this going in September?" I said, "You bet." So we all got together, and his things have come together. So, as bad as COVID has for a lot of things, it has not stopped this.
Well, the good news is that this is finally reaching a point where we're seeing some real activity there, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And, everyone, 2 years, you could say, well, that's a long time. Oh, no. The engineers that I've been talking with and project managers on this thing right here that have done these in the past, and that's been their forte, they've never seen a project move this fast. Mm-hmm. And that's a credit to the team. That's a credit to our leadership in Raleigh, who has helped us. Our Parks and Rec personnel has helped us in achieving, the funds necessary and the in-kind contributions to make this happen.
A lot of planning. You talk about 2 years, but there's so much to get this to get this to happen. Yes, it has,
mm-hmm. And I'm excited for it. You always heard me say, no matter what you do, doesn't matter if you're the mayor, or if you're working as a manager in a factory, whatever. It doesn't matter. You always, and you're ready to leave. You want to leave it better than you got it. Doesn't mm-hmm. mean that the person prior to you left you a bag of worms. No, it just means that you're always improving your battle space. Always mm-hmm. improving. So, and that's that's what I want to do as I progress through here. Leave it better than I got it, so the next person, he or she decides to run. If I don't decide to run again, we'll step into something better, and they'll continue to improve and build upon.
Yeah. Okay. So people that wanting to get in the river, this is the last week to do it for a while.
You bet. I would say that that probably even close to the 13th, it might be a little, because we're talking throughout this month when the rock and I use that term loosely because they're boulders. When the boulders start coming in, these heavy trucks are going to come in. They're going to be setting down 1 and 2 ton boulders. So you're going to see cranes down there and going on. And, oh, by the way, the bridge is also, there's some myth out there that the Lindsey Bridge is not on the list to be done. No, I've seen the DOT list. It just got slid to the right a few months. It's still going to happen in 2020. It may happen sooner if I have my way of getting it done sooner, because the intent of this was to do the weirs, go down and do the 704 access point as well, where you can debark out of the river, or you can put in right there. But we've got that land, and the rec center is we're going to be putting clearing land down in there, making sure that it's not, the floodplain will be worked out, and putting sand volleyball courts and things down in that nature. And then we want to funnel people into downtown Madison as well after that. So those two things, that's like stage B of phase 3 is construction of those 2 items. Then we were going to go back after they did the bridge, and they're going to redo the bridge. So I'm stomping my foot. I want everybody to listen. That bridge is going to be torn down, and a new one's going to be put up. And then we were going to go back and do the park piece up at Lindsey access. Didn't make any sense to go in there and put all that nice stuff in there and then have DOT come in and tear it all up. So I'd like to get the bridge done next and then come back and do the park piece, so it's all done. But once the weirs are done and the 704 access, we'll open it back up, and those will give everybody more than enough time, you and I'll be talking, to let everybody know when that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay.
So I do want to ask this: when this starts happening, I really don't want people to go down there and stand around, because one, it's going to be, it's a hazardous area. I mean, you're going to have these big cranes and boulders being moved around. It's not a place that you want to drive down and stand around and just be, that's not the place to do that.
Yeah,
okay?
well, it's a heavy equipment work zone.
Yes. And then the other thing is, you don't want to be standing up on that bridge up there because cars are trying to get back and forth on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, there'll be enough pictures. I promise you, we've contracted with Joe Dexter to come in, and he's going to do the written media on this, because you and I do the verbal media on this. Mm-hmm. And Joe's going to be doing a series of stories and pictures to capture this from start to finish.
Oh, that's great.
So.
Yeah, Joe's a good man for that job. He'll do a fantastic job on that, I know.
Yeah, excellent job. He will. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, he will. So I'm excited about this. Kevin, our town manager, the board's been great on this. I mean, there's a couple of times. I mean, you got to have a plan. Whatever you do, you got to have a plan. When you cross the line of departure, all bets are off, because things are going to change. But if you got a plan, you can adjust your fire as you're moving down range. Well, we've had a great plan from the start. Good support from the Dan River Basin Association. So got some things coming down the road where, we'll have some people come down there at some point in time, and we'll do a grip and grin and story and stuff like that, and a ribbon cutting down the road, and make sure that everybody that's been involved in this, you included, will be there for that event. So.
Well, we're all excited with you, Mayor, as this all comes together, and so many people involved to make it happen. But thank you for the update. Always good to get the latest.
Well, and like you've heard me say before, and you're most welcome, is that this is not just for Madison. This is for Rockingham County, because with this being done, you've got Ferris Park with its great mountain bike trail up there. We've got great golf courses around here. We've got Blues Lake around here. This is outdoor. We become an outdoor recreational mecca area, and you can do this in the western part of the state, but Rockingham County is going to provide something for the center portion of the state here right now, where you can jump on a parkway, go hiking, biking, kayaking, canoeing. I see even Shiloh Airport increasing flights in and out of there for that to bring people in to do the stuff that we want to see done around here when it comes to recreation.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's going to be more of a destination than ever before. That's for sure. Yeah. So
oh, yeah.
This is great news. Well, thank you for sharing.